My tooth hurts.
Hello and welcome to the Loose Butthole Reviews. I am your host Smokey, and joining with me as always is my co-host Booge.
Hello.
And as always, before we get into it, I am going to give the 3 rules of the rating system of this podcast, whatever you want to call it. The first rule is it must be a fraction of 5. 1 means we hate it, 5 means we love it. Rule number 2, if we want our money back, if we're disappointed, we give it a good old Jeff Goldblum. And rule number 3, if we all agree that's doing the review that it deserves a 6 out of 5 God tier, then it will get a God tier. And today we are reviewing The Green Knight from 2021. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is starring Dev Patel, Elisa Vixander, Joel Egerton, which is from Star Wars, if you must know, Sarita Chodori. Fuck that name up.
I know the bandit dude was the dude who plays Joker in the Robert Pattinson Batman movie.
He also plays in that god-awful Immortals. That is Barry Kagan. I have no clue how to pronounce his last name. But yeah. His name's Barry in real life. And yeah, he played the Scavenger. Ralph Ensign also played in this, and Sean Harris as well. He's the one that played King Arthur.
I didn't hate King Arthur.
Kate Dickie from Game of Thrones played his wife. Yeah. She also played in The Last Jedi. Who did she play? What did she play in The Last Jedi? I don't remember.
The Last Jedi?
Yeah, Kate Dickie apparently was in The Last Jedi.
Was that who?
I remember her being the queen. She plays General Dox in Loki.
The queen, the one that was trying to seduce Gawain?
No, she's the one that was married to King Arthur. She was just a first order officer, apparently. Okay.
Gotcha.
But yeah, she's the one that is enchanted and is forced to read the note from the Green Knight.
Yes.
Yeah, so yeah, that happens on Christmas Day. His mother, Gawain, how do you pronounce it? Gawain or Gwen?
Gawain. I've just been saying Gawain.
Gawain.
I'm sure there's probably some. I'm sure both ways that we're saying are wrong because it's some old English name. So.
Hey, but yeah,
we're English.
his mom, which here they don't specify who his mom is.
What's weird is that she kind of
takes.
Yeah, they just say his mom, but she kind of weirdly almost takes the place of LaFay in the actual story, even though Gawain isn't related to LaFay, but in the actual story, it's LaFay that's supposed to be the one that kind of calls, or I'm gonna say quote unquote calls the Green Knight and starts this whole thing because she wasn't invited to the party that Arthur invited everyone but her. And she's like queen of the witches, like the 9 sisters.
I'm guessing that's what happened here was.
And it was supposed to be for, in the original story, it was supposed to be a trap for Arthur.
I guess it backfired on her in this, but yeah, she
Because
starts
in the
her.
in the yeah, well, and I'll cut into like what actually is supposed to happen too when we get to that part.
Yeah, well, we're
But yeah,
we're
keep
right
going.
now. We're like at the part where she's performing the magical ritual, and they're all having making merry on Christmas Day, and then the Green Knight comes in, and he's like, "Oh, here's my note," and the note is very, very clear and precise rule.
Hmm.
Any knight that shall challenge the Green Knight, whatever blow that they strike on the Green Knight, a year later they must seek the Green Knight out, and the Green Knight will return that blow. And
Same as the original story.
the Gawain, however the fuck you want to pronounce it, Gawain, whatever. Um,
Go in.
he did not fucking listen to the instructions and proceeds to challenge the Green Knight, and Green Knight's like, okay, so he kneels, and the dumbass cuts the dude's head off for some
Which
fucking reason.
in the original story, it was actually Arthur was about to actually takes the challenge and he's about to strike, but Gawain jumps in and strikes the head off, and it's implied more and it's a little bit more clear in the story that Gawain is doing this out of like, oh no, I'm fucking the boss here, like look how badass I am, but he actually
Yeah,
knew,
well,
and
the
then that's why
note,
Arthur gets mad. He's like, what the fuck did you just do?
uh,
But it's more
the
of like a spur of the moment thing of like why he chopped off the head because it was like a spur of the moment thing. That's why it makes more sense. He didn't just kneel down and then it's just like
yeah,
then Gawain just decided to decapitate him
yeah,
in
fucking
the original story.
in this, he's not even challenging Arthur. He's just like, "Hey, Arthur, have someone else come at me."
Hmm. Yeah.
So it's stupid. The whole situation's stupid, but that happens,
Hmm.
and
Though I mean, in the original too, like he does actually make the challenge for everybody, but after there's like a pause and it doesn't seem like anybody's going up, Arthur like actually takes the challenge, but then
okay,
is interrupted by Gawain.
that would have been a lot better than what we
Yes.
got. And then
But
a
no, this is more.
year.
This is artsy fartsy. It's better.
I wouldn't say it's artsy fartsy, but okay.
Quote unquote.
A year, a year goes by, and I'm not sure if it's Christmas or if it's nearing Christmas. They don't really
Hmm.
say what time frame it is, but he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna go and do my quest," and he starts his quest and he goes off, and it starts to be a Bethesda video game.
Oh yeah.
And he goes off and he meets his first random stranger encounter, which is the scavenger.
Mm.
And this one is the weird kind of stranger encounter that is tied to the quest that makes your quest harder for some fucking reason. But if you
Oh
completely
yeah.
ignore this, nothing will happen. It'll just like, you didn't,
Hmm.
you lost. If you do this thing, you lose the quest item you need for a minute, and you gotta go retrieve it again. But if you don't do it, nothing happens. But apparently, according to this, he's awakened by a young woman named Winifred, who asks him to retrieve something that she has lost from him nearby spring. She asks what will he receive in return, but is rebuffed. He finds her skull and reunites it with her skeleton remains. The next morning, he finds the axe has been returned to him. So apparently that lady returned the axe to him somehow.
Okay. I was wondering where that motherfucker got the axe.
Yeah.
Must have
Apparently
looked
the
away for a second.
yeah. I must have too because I do not remember him getting the axe back. He also befriends a fox along the way. You know, hey, it's a companion. It's one of those weird companions that go away from time to time, and then since you've done his quest, you get the part where it's like, oh, you gotta either save him or kill him, and you save him at the end.
Hmm. That's when he's like, "Oh, I have something on my mind. Can we talk?" And you're like, "Oh, I guess I gotta go do the talk option."
Yeah, yeah. And he keeps walking. He sees some giants, and they howl, and that gets them to. I don't know what they do. They
I guess
howl.
they led the way to the where he was supposed to go. I guess because he did go up there to kind of ask like directions.
Maybe was he already on the shoulder of one? I'm guessing maybe.
No, he wasn't. No, he just followed them because one was about to grab him, but then the fox was like, "Oh!" and then it was like, "Oh!" The giant went, "Ow!" and then they just followed them.
Okay.
They just followed them until the giants just kind of disappeared, and he just keeps going forward.
Yeah, that happened, and
If he was on the shoulders, that would have been too much going on for this movie.
they end up coming to whose castle?
Fuck, I forget it's the
Did they?
hunter. He's referred to the hunter in the story. It's the
Okay.
hunter and the his wife. I guess she's like also a
In
queen.
this, they're called the Lord
Yeah,
and the lady.
Lourdes or whatever.
So
Lady, yeah.
yeah, but
Yeah, yeah, I
she
was trying to think of the terms.
resembles Essel apparently, which I
Hmm.
okay, and some weird stuff happens. She gives him a hand job, but he
Which doesn't
finishes
happen in the original story.
and he finishes himself off with the cloth from his mother because there's a random shot of his own hand and the cloth
Mhm.
covered in jizz.
Oh yeah, I forgot that the cloth was there too. Yeah.
But that wouldn't have happened if she was doing the jerking.
So he
So
must have jerked off.
yeah, he finished himself off.
Hmm.
For some reason
I guess
with the cloth.
not to give in to the temptation. I guess.
But he kept saying, "I
What was
want it,
supposed to
I want
happen?
it, I want it, I want it."
Yeah. What was supposed to happen was he was supposed to be like, I want it, but I can't. And then he just accepts the kisses, and he gets like kissed like 3 times. Like, and it's just like throughout a period of a couple of days. But whenever the hunter comes back with the food, each time he gave a smooch to the hunter because there's still that thing of like what you give to my wife, you give back to me, and I give you my hunt and stuff. So yeah, except this whole thing that is building up to something in the story that this movie doesn't go to, which I'm mad because what it goes to in the story is that well, I'll wait till we get there. I'll wait till we get to the night,
I mean, we're
till we
we're
get to the
almost
Green Knight. Yeah.
yeah, we're almost there because he proceeds to leave the castle, and this is where we see the fox again. He joins the quest again by the weird hunter, and this is where we get the smoochy smooch. And it's like,
Hmm.
hey, okay, all right, and then they keep going, and then we're at the Green Knight. We finally made it after all
Yes.
the weird shenanigans. No fighting, not a single bit of fighting has occurred. Just robbing and hand jobs and weird sexual tension between everybody. It's It's really weird. But yeah, we're here
Mm-hmm.
now, and we wait a really long fucking time. Like a really long fucking time. And yeah, and then the Green Knight finally wakes up. And he's like, "Oh, are you ready for me to do this thing?" And he's like, "Yep." And when the Green Knight goes, he flinches and then he runs away. He flees back to the king's court, and he becomes king after his uncle's death. He gets a son, but Gwen abandons that, but then takes the child
Yeah.
with the mother and marries a noblewoman instead. His son comes of age and dies in battle apparently later. He becomes a reviled king whose castle is under siege and his family abandons him. He removes the green girdle which he had worn the entire time. His head falls from his shoulders.
The significance of that, and I'll say, is that also that the green garment, or the green ribbon thing that he's wearing,
It's a
is
girdle,
in the original
apparently.
story. Girdle, yeah. The girdle is actually like a magical girdle that actually protects him from the blade of the Green Knight
Okay. Well, back in the
in
present,
the
the
original story.
green. Back in the present, the Green Chapel. Gawain kneels and removes the girdle and tells the knight that he's ready. The knight praises Gawain for his bravery, and then he gently runs his finger across his neck and says, "Now, off with your head," smiling kindly. In the end
Hmm.
scene, we see a little girl picks up Gawain's crown and playfully places it on her head. I have
Yes.
no fucking
Which
clue what that significance to that scene was, but hey,
me neither. And what's
that
funny in
was it.
the original when he finally gets to the Green Knight, he the Green Knight like strikes him strikes him 3 times, only like actually hitting him the third time, but like as it hits his neck, he only makes like a slight cut. He doesn't go all the way down because of like the protection. But basically Morgan Le Fay just like makes the illusion go away, and the Green Knight is just the hunter or the Lord, and says I forget. It was a lot better set up in the actual story, but I remember there's significance with the kisses because when the Gawain asks like why did you spare me, he said, oh well, I gave you back the what you gave back to me, like the licks that you gave back to me, the kisses that you already kissed me, which implied that he was also the lady too,
Okay.
which is
Okay. Okay.
it was like
So
a whole weird thing, but it was just a prank. And then Gawain is like mind fucked because he's like, what was the point of this whole thing? And they let
what?
him go, and he goes back. He goes
Hey.
back to the Round Table, and King Arthur is like, "Oh yeah, you beat the Green Knight, yeah." And Gawain is just like, "Life is just a game." And the whole point of the thing is that there wasn't a point to that. That life is just a game. That sometimes pointless bullshit happens like that.
I guess that was the point of this movie, but the execution of it was
Boring.
oh
Just
so fucking
absolutely
boring.
boring.
Oh my
And
god.
and I'm gonna go back to what I said before, because and when I say artsy fartsy, I mean quote unquote artsy fartsy, or actually, you know what, artsy fartsy in the fart part of it, when it's like, oh, we're gonna do these types of like crazy shots, and like oh, you don't know what's really happening stuff, but it doesn't have a point at all. It doesn't even give us a reaction other than boredom, and like, I mean, this is something. It's not like we haven't seen this type of like, you know like this type of shot of movie. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
Of
I
like
mean
what it's trying to do.
he said it in a fantasy world, and you don't build on anything. You don't do anything with it. You just show us cool little
It
pictures,
looks
basically.
nice.
Like, yeah, it's cool. It's got some cool little imagery. But I guess we don't know what the fuck we're talking about because we're pretty much the only ones that hate this movie. Everybody fucking loves
Yeah.
this for some fucking reason. Like, I don't.
And it's not because I don't get it, because there's like a lot of people that I see that
I don't get why
like are just
people like this. I don't
yeah.
get it. It's
I get
so fucking
I
boring. There's nothing. I mean, you don't even need action. You just need to make the fantasy world interesting, and you don't do that. We don't spend any time with the Green Knight. We don't spend any time with the Giants. We don't spend any time with the fucking talking fox that you got. You just set up these little sprinkles of little elements that are interesting, and they could lead to cool things and do cool elements that you can do cool shit with, but they didn't do anything with it. They're just like, oh, look at this, and now look at this, look at this. Yeah, that's it. It's like, no, that makes no fucking sense.
It was just nothing really.
But this didn't do well in the box office. At least the budget was $15 million, and it got $18.9 million back in the box office. So it was a box office flop, which at least the
it was
broader
only out for a little bit too.
True, that is true, but at least the broader audience knew. They knew.
Yeah. Though even like many of like A24 stuff will have like a limited release like that, but usually because of demand, they'll extend it. But this one didn't get extended.
Oh, I'm glad it didn't. It didn't need to be fucking on demand. I think
I'm glad
the
I didn't see
lowest...
this in theaters.
Oh, this would have been fucking maddening to see in theaters.
Just not worth the effort.
Oh.
What else can be said?
Oh, is that what's her name from? No, that's not. I thought it was. It looks like her, but it's not. Never mind. No, there.
Which I didn't hate a lot of. There's only one actress that I thought was bad, was the love interest, which we don't even get much anyway. I can't even say like it was because of bad acting, because
she plays two roles in this. Apparently, she plays the lady and the love interest. Apparently.
No, I mean not that one. I'm talking about his original one, the one that he actually has the baby with.
Yeah, she plays the lady apparently.
She plays the wait. I thought the lady was the person who was the ghost, because she was the ghost. Remember, the ghost was like, "Oh, you're gonna meet someone who is just like me."
No. The lady was played. Different. I'm telling you right now. I'm looking at it right now. I'm looking at the casting right now.
One second. Now I'm getting mind fucked. Because I swear to God.
Alyssa and the lady is played by Lisa Vander, and the ghost lady was played by who was that again? Oh yeah, Aaron Kellyman.
Aaron Kellyman. Huh. Could have swore for some reason I thought that the lady was Aaron Kellyman.
No, it's Elisa Vixander.
Because I remember it all freckled like this, and
it was Elisa Vixander apparently. That's what the casting says. I'm just going by what the casting says. Don't shoot me. I didn't. I'm not the one that put the information there. I'm just reading it.
We'll find a scene, but yeah, keep going.
Yeah, I mean,
you don't know how much that's fucking with me right now.
True, gotcha. I can't really add much to this. I didn't do any fucking research.
Even Winifred even says that you're gonna meet someone else that looks like me.
It's not. Apparently, it's not her. Apparently, it's not fucking her.
Lady scene.
But yeah, I can't add nothing to this, man. I think we've done enough. Have you done any research? I didn't do any fucking research.
I guess it is her. I guess it looked more. I guess the pixie cut really threw me off. I mean, other than the research, some small research into the Green Knight, like the original story, I would just say enough to say that the original story is more interesting and better. Just read the actual Green Knight.
'Cause oh man, we've wasted so much time on this. Let's go ahead and hop into our final thoughts.
Oh yes.
If it's
Can
not
we say at the
obvious,
same time?
Jeff Goldblum. Yeah.
Jeff Goldblum. What does Jeff Goldblum want?
I want my money back.
Mm-hmm.
And I want angels to give it to me. And pixies to count it out for me, and a gnome or a hobbit or an elf to sleep at the foot of my bed, and I just want them all over my backyard. But no matter what happens with any of that, I do want my money back.
We did it. Yeah, we did it.
We did.
Yeah, of course. Of course, it's a Jeff Goldblum for me. It's fucking the acting's not terrible, but there's nothing for them to do, so they can't really do anything with what they're given. With what they're given is they talk, and anybody can talk. That's not something that takes rocket scientists to act to know how to portray. So there's
Many
a lot
good
of
movies of people
conversation.
just talking.
Yeah, there's plenty.
But this wasn't it.
Oh no, there's just nothing. There's no action. There's no the fantasy elements that we get are very bland. The giants, they don't even look complete. They're all gray. It's like are they supposed to be stone? Because you could add way better, more detail, better texture.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, none of that.
None.
The music is shit. You really needed better music. The music is forgettable. Needed a way better fucking soundtrack. Yeah,
I didn't mind some of the stuff like at the court. That was
Yeah.
kind of like fitting. It was fitting like what would be an actual like.
I mean, there was
court.
nothing that I could say took away from any of it. It was all, like you said, all of it fit. It just, nothing was memorable, and nothing added to for me to be like, at least I can watch this for the music. It's
Yeah.
it's just nothing, man, and not the good nothing. It's just I wasted time on this. And I'm glad it's over. I'm glad we don't have to waste any more time.
Yeah. Definitely agree there. And I'll definitely say Jeff Goldblum if that wasn't already obvious. Fucking this. What I was told in the description was that this was a movie about the fucking nephew of King Arthur going on a what would you call it I'm blanking out on the term here, but it's like the fucking Homer Odyssey. He's supposed to go on an Odyssey, on a quest to fight the Green Knight. And
They
it's
called it
called something an Odyssey.
They called it an
What'd they
epic
call it?
medieval fantasy.
Oh yeah, I'm talking about the description of on what was on the I think on HBO Max. But they said they said Odyssey, on that. So you know what I'm expecting? I'm expecting, ooh, we're gonna get some crazy mythological fun,
Oh
some
yeah.
Arthurian crazy bullshit, But no, what you had a great set. You had a great design of everything. I mean, other than the giants, you needed to work more on those. Uh, but you basically had everything and did nothing with it. You had all this beautiful shots, all this this great scenery, and you did nothing. You did absolutely nothing. It was just a waste of money. Like it was just I don't that's what makes me more mad about this because otherwise this would just be like a one or something. But like even if it was like bad, but I don't know. It's just like so nothing, so boring, so much of a waste of time. I was so angry after I watched this. I was I was very angry.
Oh, believe me, me and you both.
I apologize for thinking that this was because the trailer made it look cool too. In the trailer, not make it look cool, but
I don't
apparently
think you have to
all the coolest
apologize.
parts were in the trailer.
I think we both need to be apologized too, because we both were lied to. Because I watched the trailer and I was fully invested after watching the trailer. I was like, okay, yeah, this is gonna be a little interesting tale, a little kind of like done D&D going on,
Because the Green Knight is cool as fuck. Like that was the one thing they got right. He was cool, but we don't get like any of them. Like
I
really.
thought we were
He's
gonna
the
get an
coolest
epic
character in
fight.
this whole thing.
I thought we were gonna get a cool ass fight. Gonna get 3 fights. I was expecting. You don't need to do action again. You don't need to do action to have an epic fantasy. You can just have walking and generalize. You can do cool stuff with that. You can have like him put in general danger. The swamp, the fucking never-ending story, the goddamn swamp. That's you can have moments like that. Where an element that we get attached to gets snatched away from us, and it's very disheartening. We all know what happens in the swamp.
Yeah.
But we could have got 3
yeah.
fights. That, like I said, one at the beginning, one with the Green Knight, then one in the middle with the hunter. That they definitely should have fought.
Or the
after,
bandits.
Or the bandits, or the fucking bandits. That there should have been 4 fights. I would love There should have been 4 fucking fights.
And I get that the one of the main themes of this movie, and because there's a lot of people that be like, oh, well, you don't get it. It's supposed to be subversive. Like that's why, like he even says he's not a knight. He's not, and he essentially fails his quests. In a general, like in a sort of a, he sort of fails all his quests anyway. So he's supposed to be, he fails, he achieves nothing, he goes back, gets glory. I get that, but you could have even had him fight, and you could have shown that like, oh, he's not really fighting very knightly. He's fighting more desperately, bashing their heads in with like a shield or something, being sneaky, but being like, making it seem like it's really tough for him. Like you could have had a great like gut wrenching scene of him trying to take out the bandits, and it could have, that would have been cool, and he could have been like, oh shit, there could have been like the first people he actually ever killed,
Yeah,
But no.
and it's yeah. There's nothing else more to say. We've done all we can for this. I think I can get into the outro. If you've been listening, thank you so much. If you like this, please tell us why we were wrong in the comment section below, and leave a dislike if you really want to. If you think we are right, please leave a like, comment why we are right in the comment section below. And how about you go ahead and share it around and tell everybody, hey, these motherfuckers are right. And then you go subscribe to the channel and turn on the notifications, because you like how right we are. And this is where I go, hey, do you have a sign-off, Spooge?
I'll also add because there's part of me that doesn't I can't exactly place the emptiness of this movie too because I feel like there's some things that should have worked in this that just didn't. Please, if you feel the same of us, if you feel like you could word it better, please put it in the comments to kind of help me gather my thoughts. But yeah, that's what I'll give.
All right, and I'm gonna give the. Gotta remind everybody: cats die, music fades, but art is for keeps.
Not
And
this art.
go. Yeah, not this art. Not this. They don't. We don't need to keep this. This art's not for keeps.
Nah.
I wouldn't call this art. This isn't fucking art. You know, don't
This
fucking.
is the dead cat.
This is a cat. This is a fucking dead
This
cat.
is a dead. This is a fucking dead cat. Yeah.
This is just infuriating.
Nobody likes a dead cat.
It's maddening. It's music that it deserves to fade. It's SoundCloud rap. This is SoundCloud rap put to fucking physical visual media. Congratulations. This is what it looks like. It's nothing.
I'd say SoundCloud rap has more to say about culture than this does.
Shots
the
fired.
very least.
Shots fired. This will be a bye-bye, folks.
Bye-bye.
You are not